Okay, hello, Dotimo Sylvester. Welcome to WorldGate. In this video, I want us to look at the meaning of money. When we say what money is, do you really understand what money is? Money isn't the note you hold in your hand. That is not money. Money is not some form of paper you use to go and purchase anything. So before we come to the real understanding or meaning of money, let's go down memory lane or history lane a bit. Let's go back to the age where men lived in cages, the cavemen ages. They didn't wear clothes, they lived in cages, they were hunters, but they got what they wanted. So, in their time, what was money? They were hunters, they used their skills to attain what they needed. So, if you needed meat, you go to the bush, you use your skill. So, in that regard, your skill is money. After that, we went into the age we call the agrarian age, the agric age, where men began to tilt the land, they began to cultivate the land. Prior to that, they were taking only staffs on the land and they were not interested in anything inside the land. And at this age, the mindset towards money has also changed. The definition of money has been altered. Why? They tilted the land, they cultivated cash crops vegetations. Now, one man couldn't cultivate large plots of land. They needed men to come help. That is how come polygamous families came about. Large families were encouraged. So, at this point, people began to farm more than they needed for their families and themselves. The items were also perishable. The farm produce were perishable. What were they going to do with it? They needed to swap with other things they needed. So if I had cassava and then Kofi as a hunter had antelope, I go exchange it. That is money for them. But this is where barter trade was introduced. You have cocoyam. I had fish. If you're interested, we swap. This is money for them. They, then we came a little further where because people began to farm on large scales and then the the items were perishing, they needed to get creative. The industrial age also evolved around this. So people who planted large scale of um oranges, transform the orange into orange juice. Mangoes become mango juice. That is where industrial age began. Factories were being built and established across the world. Men were needed to work in these factories. That is where the concept of job creation came from. So the factories created jobs for men to work in. Remember what we are talking about. We want to understand money. Now the jobs were created and then people were working. The concept of money, the people needed to be paid for the services and work, their labor in the factories. That is where the current concept of money came up. It used to be gold in those ages. Now, gold became too heavy. You could work and acquire so much gold that you couldn't carry it anywhere you went. So, the idea of banking system came up. The banks gathered the gold and printed promissory notes for anyone that has gold. So you could exchange your promissory notes for any value you needed with the assurance that you have physical gold in the bank. So anyone with a promissory note could go back to the bank for their goods. Now, the promissory notes transformed to the age where we currently have the dollar, the pounds, the euro, the shillings, the yen, the naira, the Ghana cedi, the currency we have today. And then Now we have cards, ATM cards, MasterCards. You can use your MasterCard, you swipe it, you get services delivered or done for you, you buy goods. But all these are not money. So now, what then is money? Money is anything you can use to get value. So, assuming I am hungry and I go to a restaurant, I can sing. My talent is in singing. And the owner of the restaurant says, come and entertain my customers. At the end of my service, they give me food to eat. At that point, my skill becomes money. During the age of barter trade, in fact, countries still do it on a large scale. We quite remember government policy, gold with petrol. That is money. We are using gold for petrol. We need this fuel. So in this regard, fuel is money. Now, what is money for you? Whatever you can use to acquire what you need, it is money. If you can provide a service, a skill to get what you need, that becomes money. So now I'll need you to shift your mentality from the currency we hold, the paper we hold in our hand. Remember, the currencies that were printed several years ago have seen so many changes. So if you go for any of those outdated printed currencies to buy anything today, they are useless. So currencies change, but money is universal. It doesn't change. When you understand money, when you understand what money really is, you stop chasing after currency. Today, you offer someone a product, valuable product, and they would have preferred that you give them printed currencies. So tomorrow next year, when you walk into the marketplace, when you go out looking for money, don't be limited in mind that money is printed currency. Anything of value, anything you can exchange for car, houses, buildings, estates, livestock, anything you need, that becomes money. Remember, the name is Totima Sylvester, and this is World Gates. We are raising the next batch of millionaires. We are raising the next batch of world creators. We are shifting minds. I love you. And remember, I believe in you.